Hello and welcome back to Dumb Slate, a podcast about movies. My name is Felix and I'm your host. We only have 4 minutes and 20 seconds, so let's get into it. Today we're talking about Joker, Folie à Deux, directed by Todd Phillips, who did the original as well as other hits such as Old School and Hangover. The film starring Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck and Joker, Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, Catherine Keener as Arthur's lawyer, and Brendan Gleeson as the main guard in charge of Arthur, or in my eyes, Mad-Eye Moody from Harry Potter. As for the summary, Joker Folie à Deux basically begins where the first film ended. Joker murders Murray live on television and is now in Arkham prison. The film follows Arthur during his murder trial, his relationship development between Harley, played by Gaga, and the overall experience of a person with multiple personalities switching between himself and Joker. As I mentioned in the trailer, I love this film. I know I say this a lot, but I really did. Did I have a large blunt right before walking into the Chinese theater to watch it on 70mm IMAX? Absolutely. But that doesn't take anything away from it or alter how I thought. I've heard negative feedback from Gaga not being utilized enough, not enough dialogue, and the trial format of the movie people just didn't expect. This is all surface level. As for Gaga, I'll talk about her later. But those saying that there wasn't enough dialogue, it's a fucking musical. And as far as the trial being slow, sure, there are some slow moments, but it really is a unique metaphor for what's actually going on with Arthur. Like in a courtroom, there are these two sides, Arthur and Joker. Starting with the opening scene of a Warner Brothers style cartoon of Arthur struggling with his shadow representing the Joker, personality taking over him, killing Murray, and then putting Arthur back into control before getting arrested. While this was a fun intro, it really set the tone for the film, saying, these are two completely different people. Arthur is not Joker. While mental health and the system revolved around it is a main theme of Joker 1, I think we overlooked it as an audience between the perfect pacing and development of Joker as a story and character. The criticism comes, I believe, from it just being a completely different film. We knew it was going to be a musical. We saw the dancing in the trailers, but for some reason, everyone just expected more. The one critique I did have was not that Gaga was underutilized, but that the character itself just got boring and stale. This doesn't mean that she wasn't impactful on the screen, which I thought she was between her performance and singing, but I don't think it's so much the underutilization as much as just the character having a long anticipated climax with a rushed, dull drop-off. Phoenix obviously crushed this role in my opinion. I loved his theatrical take on his singing style. The cherry on top for this film, as an actor, in my opinion, was Brendan Gleeson. He was so much fun to watch as the main guard to Arthur. He was funny. He was terrifying. I loved it. Harry Lotley as Harvey Dent. This film does have one of my favorite scenes in a movie this year, which is the lipstick scene between him and Gaga. I don't know. This film was just too entertaining not to like. If you're expecting Joker 2, the sequel, that's not what you're going to get, so just start with that intention. Anyway, moving on. My rating, 4 stars. You gotta see this. It's a good film in my opinion. Whatever. The average rating of a 2.5 on Letterboxd, I thought was so disrespectful. And coming from Letterboxd users, like I could see this on Rotten Tomatoes, but Letterboxd, that's crazy. Anyway, my favorite Letterboxd review comes from James. The title is in French because of the amount of cigarettes that were smoked in this. Agreed. Is this film stoner friendly? As I mentioned, a big blunt before this really hit the spot. Seeing it in IMAX while being toasty is a thing of beauty. Would you watch this with your parents? Here's what I recommend. I only have a little bit of time here. Rent it when it's cheap during the holidays. You know it's going to be cheap. Bring it up during Thanksgiving or Christmas. And mention to your family it's just a romantic musical about Joker and Harley. And just have a better time watching their reaction than the movie itself. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Come back next Monday at 4:20 for episode 4 and cut. We're literally smoking and talking about movies.